What is up, y'all? So, I'm a firm believer in the Most High. Like, I am a knower in the Most High. Like, everything about me is because of God. Like, I know it. Like, as a kid, I grew up on gospel music. Yeah, I listen to hip hop. Yes, I listen to R&B. I even listen to 70s soul a lot and blues and a little jazz too. Gotta throw in the jazz. But gospel is something that it's that baseline. For every other music that I listen to, gospel music is that baseline. But and me understanding that as a child and growing into this adult that I am now, I find so much comfort in going back to the songs that I used to be singing in the back seat in a car. Like, man, I found out why those songs spoke to me so much. Like the song Optimistic by Sounds of Blackness, or is this song called Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Um it's a gospel song, but he tells a story of a woman listening to the voice of God while going through Hurricane Katrina, speaking to a little boy, teaching a little boy a story. That's what the song is. And then it's also this song, I found this song when I was 4 years old. You can ask my grandma. When I was 4 years old, it's this song called I'm Going Over Yonder. No, I'm going up to yonder. Something like that. It's going up to yonder to be with my love. Whatever, however the song go. I found that song when I was 4 years old. We was at a funeral in Arkansas. I woke up. All I saw was a whole bunch of people hooting and hollering, running around the church crying and stuff when I woke up from my nap in the middle of the funeral. And all I heard was that song playing. And you can ask my grandma. I sung that song all the way home from Arkansas, and we drove there and back. Like that, I don't know what it is about that song, but that's at 4 years old. That song spoke to me in ways that I don't understand right now. I don't understand still. But specifically, well, the reason why I decided to make this video is because the song "Expect Your Miracle" by the Clark sisters. Who them are some that is a gifted group of sisters, man. And to watch their story and to see like who they are behind the music and see what they like, just to see their story, it was real heartbreaking. The thing that I can't get out my mind is how they disowned their sister for having kids out of Woodlock. She had a whole bunch of kids, and they literally stripped her from the group or whatever. But that's besides the point. That happens though. When people can't control you, they control how people view you. And if they are willing to write you out of write you out of their life, then let them. But understand, you are who you are regardless of who they are. You have an amazing calling over your life that has nothing to do with them. And God just had to show you, like, you don't need them. And the sister group that taught me that lesson as a kid was Dream Girls. Oh my goodness, I love Dream Girls. But it was when Effie, she after she had her daughter, she came back into music, and dude stole her song and passed it off and tried to pass it off as like this like it's a song that came to him, he gave to them or whatever. But he basically stole her song. So after they wrote her out the group, they stole her song. And it was wild to me because it wasn't until Beyonce figured out what happened that something changed. And that's how it happens all the time. Like, what's done in the dark will always come to the light, no matter who it is, no matter what it is, no matter how dark it is. The sun will shine on that shit. So with that being said, now since this first 5 minutes done went past, let's talk about this song. It's called Expect Your Miracle. I used to hear this song all the time growing up, like crazy. And it was made January 1st, 1980. Shout out to the first of the year. The first of the 80s. Oh, wow. And it's the first of the 80s, and the 80s was a horrific decade. Like, wow. But the lyrics is, I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible. I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. I am looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible. I see the invisible. Because the sky is the limit to what I can have. Just believe it and receive it. God will perform it today. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible. I see the invisible. And that's then the bridge is, I expect a miracle every day. God will make a way out of no way. And like songs like this, because like that's basically all the lyrics, like literally. Just believe and God will perform it today. Like that's quite literally all the lyrics. It's just all like mixed up or whatever. But like I was listening to it. Mind you, I was just in here singing. Your girl got vocals that she didn't know she had outside the shower. Shout out to me. But I was just singing, and then I was actually looking for "This Is Why I Love You" by Major. But I wind up coming across the Clark Sisters, Expect Your Miracles. I'm like, I didn't know I had this in my phone. So I played it. And when I tell you, I say video. I was cleaning off my glasses. I said, gotta make a video about this one. Gotta make a video about this one. Got to make a video about this one. Because this is what I've been talking about all year. And probably like summer last, like, period. And like, expect your miracle. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible. I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. I'm looking for a miracle. Ask and ye shall receive. If you know you are in good standing with the Most High, expect a miracle. Look for it. Make sure that is what you look for in a day to stay alive and to keep grinding. That miracle that you know God got for you. It's a miracle in every day, no matter how big, no matter how small it is. It's a miracle there. That's it. Look for it. I expect the impossible. Expect the most outrageous thing in your mind that you know to be true, that you believe is possible for you. Expect that impossible thing to come true for you. Let that be the miracle that you are looking for. Simple. I feel the intangible. God is with you through everything. Let's look up the word intangible. Intangible. Unable to be touched or grasped, not having physical presence. The Most High is intangible. The future is intangible. Wisdom is intangible. Knowledge is intangible. Feel the intangible. Feel the things that you cannot see. Your heart, you can't see it. You can't touch it. In a sense, it's intangible. But you can feel it beating. That's what makes it tangible. Expect your miracles to come when you least expect it. And that's it. In the last part of it, the last bar is the last line. And I see the invisible. That's God. That's the vision that only you can see. The thing that you keep telling everybody that is gonna happen, that this is it, this is the one, this is that one right there, that is the invisible. That is the miracle that you are looking for. That is the miracle that you have to expect to come when you least expect it. Because it is intangible, but you see the invisible, so you know it's there. You know it's possible. As long as you keep your faith, as long as you keep believing, the world is fucking yours. It's just that simple. The world is yours. Like, it's literally at the palm of your hands. It's just waiting to manifest. I ain't even gonna say it's waiting. You're waiting for the time it takes to manifest. Like, for instance, let me say this clearly, because I feel it. I always say this, like, think of God's blessings like Thanksgiving food. When I'm talking about that granny cooking food. When they start cooking the night before, really the day before, and they be preparing everything, they be marinating everything to make sure that when it's time to cook, they gonna lay down in that kitchen. That's the same thing God be doing. You already went to the grocery store and got everything God needed to make the shake. God just marinated it for you. Just like Granny be marinating that food, marinating it for you. So that when it's time to put it in the oven, it can cook like it's supposed to. And when it's time to be served, she can make sure you get full. You got enough to get full. Like, I kid you not. These past 4 years, my 20s, has brought me so much closer to God. Like, and it kind of shakes me sometimes, because like earlier in my 20s, like in my early 20s, I'm talking about like when I just turned 20, because I'm only 24 right now. I ain't that far into it. But like when I had just turned 20, like I was going through this stage where I just denounced the Bible. I didn't want nothing to do with God, Jesus, none of that. I ain't know what none of it meant. I ain't know what to believe. I had just lost my cousin, the cousin that did nothing to anybody. I had lost him. And that shook me to my core. And yes, I got mad as hell with God. Like, only God know how I felt about God. I kid you not, because God know my heart through it all. Only God know how I felt about God when I lost that man. But it took for God to show me who God is, to show me everything that I needed to see in order for me to be able to speak about God like I do now. Like, I want to grab this ball and throw it in the air so bad. It's crazy. But I'm grabbing it. Man, this is why I say that the world is yours. Like, God do things that you don't understand. Things happen that's unexplained. Things just happen. It happens. And it's all to build your character, to make sure that the world keeps spinning and you keep going, that the purpose lives on. A lot of times, the purpose is for it to happen the way that it happened. Yeah, we don't want to look at death like that, but what else is it? How else can you look at it? How else can God make you appreciate the things that you take for granted if God don't take away the things that you took for granted? And that's why I speak about time so much. Like, I'm building my brand around time, because every day we get a daily allowance of 24 hours. That is our chance to change and make better choices. Literally. God give us a daily allowance of 24 hours. Whatever you choose to call God is what you choose to call God. But know that you get that gift every time you... That is God given. Every time you sneeze, that is God letting you know God can take your breath away at any point. Because that's why people say bless you. Because in that moment, your breath, your heart stopped. Your lungs stopped for a minute. You had to release something. And everything in you had to stop. And it had to remind you that you are blessed. And like I just made a post, comment about this on Facebook. The term grand rising. When we go to sleep, we become unconscious. Unconscious is the same thing. Is the same place where people are when they go into comas and when they die. And when we go to sleep, we go unconscious. Some people don't wake up from that. A lot of people do. That's why it's grand rising. Because when you rise, it's grand. Because God gave you, quite literally gave you another day of life to breathe. That's what makes it grand. Because you rose again today. Appreciate that as that. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Peace and love.